Hi Year 1 parents and carers, welcome to our next video of how to support you with different strategies for subtraction. So maths curriculum statements are exactly the same as known in addition videos, but this time we'll be using the same concept but using subtraction. So in the curriculum, children should read, write and interpret mathematical statements involving subtraction. Represent and use number bonds and related subtraction facts within 20. Subtract 1-digit and 2-digit numbers to 20, including 0. Solve one-step problems that involve subtraction using concrete object and pictorial representation, and missing numbers problems such as 7 equals missing number, subtract 9. So again, we will be using the CPA approach, which we use with addition to. So we start to use concrete, use the physical object to solve problems. We then look at pictorial, using drawings, pictures to help us to solve problems. And then we look at the abstract, so we use number sentences and more mental strategies, numbers, and also some key sign to help us to solve the problem. Now let's have a look. The next slide. Concrete object then within subtraction, like you can see in this picture here, there are Lego blocks, and there have been some Lego been taken away. So for example, I had here 8 Lego all together, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I need to put 4 away. So then I might put, for example, 2 away, and I've got still, how many left? I still got here, like you can see, I've got still 4 left. So I know the 8 subtract 4 equals 4 left. Also, I might use the Numicon shapes. I've got here 7 Numicons, and I want to subtract 4, and I might to put my Numicon shapes overlap to my biggest Numicon shape, and I can see the only one 1, 2, 3 left. So I know 7 subtract 4, and I moved my object, and I know there are only 3 left, equals 3. Then I can use my pictorial method. So I can use my pictures. So the pictures might help me to solve the subtraction problems. I can cross out the pictures to help me to find the answer. So like example over here, in this picture, I've got 6 cars, and I cross 1 car away, and how many vans or cars I have left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got 5. So I'm using my cross out method to find the answer. For example, here, this is another picture, smiley faces. I've got 4 smiley faces. I cross 1 smiley face, and I can see there are 3 smiley faces left. Let's look at the ants picture. There are 6 ants, and we need to take away 4, because here's the number sentence is asking me to take away 4. So 6, take away 1, 2, 3, 4. I still got 2 left. So 6, take away 4. The answer is 2. I've got strawberries. I can't move them away, because that's not my concrete method, that's my pictorial representation, so I can cross them out. How many do I need to cross them out? 2, because the question asked me to 5, take away 2. There are 5 strawberries, we take away 2, and I can see on the picture there's still 3 left over. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Let's look at the next slide over here. I can use different methods to answer the subtraction problems. Let's look at the 10 frame, for example, here. And I've got also my concrete, so I can move my method, so I can move my cubes, in this case away, and I can see there are 5 blue cubes and two red cubes, and on my here 10 frame I've got also 5 cubes and 2 red ones. So I might write in number sentence how many there are all together. So there are all together 7, and I can take away first, in this case 2 away, the red one equals, and I've got 5 left over, which is here, over here. 5 left over, and also I can start with number 7 again. I can this time use the blue cubes, so 7 subtract 5, and then I've got only 2 red ones. I can also use my part whole model. My 2 parts are my 5 blue cubes and my 2 red cubes, so I know that altogether I've got 7. But when I subtract, I can see this way. I can say, for example, to myself, 7 subtract 5 equals 2, or I might say 7 subtract 2 equals 5. So like you can see, there are 2 different ways to show this representation. Then we will be, when the children grasps the concept using objects, pictures, and how to write the number sentences on their own, we can then look at the number line to help us within subtraction. So instead counting on or jumping on like we did in addition video, we'll be counting backwards. So we'll know that number gets smaller. So it's very important to the children to recognize that when we subtract, we always start from the biggest number. Also, we can say the largest number, and we have to count backwards to get the smaller answer. So we always make sure that we start with the largest number, because subtraction cannot be done any different order. I'd always start with the biggest number. So for example, let's look at the first example here. I've got 8, subtract 5. So I have to find number 8 first, which is here, and I'm going to subtract 5. So which means I need to count backwards. How many times? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I landed on number 3. So 8 subtract 5 equals 3. Let's look at the next example. For example, here's the 6, subtract 2. I need to find number 6 first, because I'm going to start from my biggest number, and I need to subtract, so I can highlight for myself so I can see, subtract 2. So when we're subtracting, we need to count backwards. And how many times do I need to do? 2. So 1, 2. And I landed on number 4. So 6 subtract 2, the answer is 4. And then we can move on and answer other different subtraction problems using the number line. So when we solve subtraction missing numbers, so for example, year 1 statement also says solve one-step problems involve subtraction and using missing number problems, such as, and look at the example here. For example, I've got here some party hats, and I've got them in the order, so I might use them, I might count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 counters, but sometimes, like our statement in year 1 says, missing number problems, such as, so we need to figure out the missing number. So I know my whole number is 9. And for example, if I've got here subtract 4, so I might use this one, subtract 4, and now I can see here I've got left over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my missing number is 5, because my sentence might also say 5 equals 9, subtract 9. So I did my first operation on this calculation. I work out how many is 9 subtract 4, and I find my answer. Also, I might use the concrete method to move to my pictures and objects around, not pictures, objects around. So I need to put how many? 9 all together. I need to take away 4 counters away. I'm going to hide them so nobody can see them. And like you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 counters left. So that is my missing number. Then we can move on to the mental strategies. So we can use our fingers. So for example, I have 5 fingers, and I can see here I will take away 2 fingers, and how many I've got left over? 1, 2, 3. 3 left over. Let's look at the next example, next picture over here. I've got in both hands 10 fingers, and I moved only 2 fingers away here, subtract 2. So I know 10 fingers, and I'm physically move my 2 fingers away, which means it's only 8 left. So using fingers is a very great tool because we always have them with us and we can use them anytime. So it's very useful to use in year 1 our fingers to help us to solve some simple addition and subtraction problems. Now we can move on to the bigger, largest number. Obviously we know that we don't have 12 fingers, so we're going to use another strategy by keeping the biggest, largest number in our head. So we're going to put our number 12 in our heads. So 12 subtract 3, and I'm using my fingers to subtract 3 away. So 12, 11, 10, 9. So my answer is 9. Let's look at the next example. I've got 15 this time. I'm going to put 15 number in my head, and I'm going subtract 4 fingers. So 15 in my head, subtract 4, so I have to count backwards, exactly the same as I have been using the number line. So 15 in my head, subtract 4, 14, 13, 12, 11. So my answer is 11. 15 subtract 4, the answer is 11. Then when we've secured with the mental strategies, then we can look at the word problems to consolidating our subtraction using any different strategies. We can use the pictures, we can use also the concrete objects, we can use the number line, we can use also, if we can, the mental strategies. So let's have a look. There were 7 birds in a tree and 3 flew away. How many are left? So first I will highlight my very important numbers and the keywords. So my first number will be 7, because I know there are 7 birds, then 3 flew away, and the question is asking me how many are left. How many are left is important information to help me to solve the problem. So flying away is the same like taking away. So I know straight away I will be using subtraction method to solve this problem. I will start with number 7. I can write number 7, then I will subtract, because this is what the question says, 3 birds away, and then I can look at the pictures. So I know there were 7 here birds, then 3 away, and there I can see there's still 4 birds left on the tree, standing on the tree. Or I can use my number line. I start with the number 7 and I will count backwards 3 jumps, 1, 2, 3, and I landed on number 4. So 7 subtract 3 equals 4. And then the year 1 statement also say represent and use number bonds related subtraction facts within 20. We have been in first video to trying to explain to you that number bonds within 10, they are very important, and then when we consolidate our knowledge of number bonds to 10, we can make the links. So for example, I've got here part whole model, and I've got here number 4, and I've got missing number, and my whole number is 20. So if I can make a link that I know that 6 add 4 makes 10, that was one number bonds to 10, but here is a 20, so I need to add another extra 10 to make my answer correct. So I know 4 add 16 makes 20. So then I can lay out my numbers using addition and subtraction method. So when we use addition, we start with the smallest number and we put the largest number at the end. But when we use the subtraction, we always start with the biggest number. So let's start with the subtraction. So my biggest number is 20. So I can use subtract first with maybe 16. And I can see here I've got number 20, I use number 16, so I've got only left over number 4. And exactly the same here. I will start with number 20 because when I start subtraction, I always have to start with the biggest, largest number. I use 16 before. Then I can swap my number. I can now subtract 4 first. And I use number 20. I use number 4. And I've got only 16 left. So we can see that's what we can see. We can start with the largest number and we can swap the digit. And then if I would like to, for example, make my number sentence using addition, now I have to make sure that I will put the largest number always at the end. So then I can start with my smallest number first, 4 add 16, or I can swap the numbers around. So I start with the 16 plus 4 equals 20. So this is very important for the children to consolidate first within number bonds within 10. And soon when they grasp the knowledge, they can see the links and they can easily work out number bonds within 20, within addition and subtraction. Thank you for watching.